So I'm back again with another Scorpio video, and today we're going to be responding to a comment that I saw that I thought was very, very important. So if you just started talking to a Scorpio, and maybe you've already seen my Scorpio Man video, and you have more questions because dealing with a Scorpio can be a little complex, and so you guys could use all the help you can get. So let me just pop up the comment. I will hide this person's identity because as a Scorpio, well, he hid his identity pretty well actually. His name is Onyx Phoenix. So we know he's a Scorpio, but we also know that he's hiding his identity, right? Scorpios are mysterious, in case you didn't know that. He essentially said that if a Scorpio man has approached you, it is very rare. I can agree. And that if you have the opportunity to talk to him, you should, and you should talk as much as you can so that you could keep his interest, so that he can keep doing his Scorpio thing that he does, which is going to be continue to investigate you as he interacts with you. And he said as well that don't play hard to get with a Scorpio because it's not going to take you very far. I have to agree. You can't do that with a Scorpio. And the last thing he said was that you should reply pretty fast to a Scorpio if you are in the texting phase of the relationship. And I just want to add my Scorpio whisper 2 cents to this comment. And let me explain why. So, Scorpios, they absolutely love when people reply fast to them because Scorpios are ruled by Mars. So, they're a fixed water sign ruled by Mars. I use traditional rulership. And even if you don't want to call them ruled by Mars, they are extremely passionate. So they are looking for reciprocal passion. They are not interested in somebody who's going to be like, cool, like, oh, you like me? I'm just going to play hearts again. I'm going to be aloof over here. Aloofness works with somebody like maybe an Aries that is just going to pursue you anyway. The fire signs don't care to like bust down your door and be like, hey, are we talking or are we not talking? But Scorpio is not going to do all of that. Scorpio's like, look, I made the approach. Are you going to match me or are you not? Because if you're not going to match me, like what I mean by match me is like match my energy, then like get away, like just like shit or get off the pot type of vibes. And as he said in this comment, Scorpios don't just approach anybody because it takes them a while to do their reconnaissance to decide whether or not they like you, whether or not they think you're valuable. They're going to observe you. They're going to watch you for some time. They're not going to just approach you because you're hot, right? Even though, yeah, like everyone likes somebody who's hot. Obviously, we all like hot people, right? But Scorpio also wants you to have a hot personality. They are a water sign. Water signs tend to be concerned with the things that are inside of your heart. So Scorpio is not just going to be, oh, I see you're attractive. That's it. I'm coming up to you. Unless, of course, it's like a very airy Scorpio and they're on that vibe and they're just trying to like meet some good looking people. But if they're actually like approaching you because they want to pursue you, they've been observing you. So it would behoove you to, if they've already taken that, it takes them a lot because remember that Scorpios, their main thing is self-preservation. They are protective. Not only like they're protective of those that they love, but they're also protective of their daintiest thing, their daintiest asset is it's their heart. They have a very big heart and they do not want people to trample all over it. So they protect it at all costs. They are a water sign. And it's not that they're scared of getting their heart broken. It's that they know that they feel way more intensely than everybody else. When something hurts them, it hurts them very deeply and it can knock them the hell out. When a Scorpio is heartbroken when they've really been in love, this could put them out of commission for a while. So they're like, why am I going to put myself through that? So they don't put themselves through that. So what they do is they're very observant and selective of the people that they are going to approach. So if they're approaching you, don't be cool about it. Don't be cool about it. Unless you don't like them. If you don't like them, no harm, no foul. You know, you're allowed to not like somebody. But if you actually like them, this is not a place where you want to be like, oh, like he just texted me. Let me wait 30 minutes. Like, let me act like I was busy. That is like the most pathetic thing. One of my friends is dating and she's like, Denise, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to wait? Like, I'm an Aries Mars. I'm like, do you know? Do you like this person? If you like them, talk to them. Obviously, if you're interacting with somebody and they're like being cold, like you're sending them a paragraph and they're just replying 2 words, baby, like, unless they're busy, like if they're actually busy, then just like chill and maybe later on you could actually talk to them. But if somebody is not matching your energy, they're not into it. And a Scorpio is not going to be into that. They do not like lukewarm energy. Okay. So this is why they love for somebody to reply quickly to them. And to the other thing that he said, like if you're just talking to a Scorpio and he's like, talk as much as you can to keep their interest. There, I agree, but I also have to disagree a little bit because like if you are too forthcoming, the Scorpio could be like, what's wrong with this person? Like, why are they could see that as a bit of like it's weird to them. They do like, okay, it's so nuanced here because they like to know everything they could possibly know about you. But if you're a Gemini and you're just talking a lot, you could tell them things that they don't want to know about you and they would rather discover them, right? So you don't want to talk too much. You don't want to over talk, right? But do let them get to know you because that is what they're trying to do whenever they approach you. They want to know who you are. They want to see your heart, basically. So yes, talk to them, but also try to ask them about themselves, even though they're probably not going to tell you anything. And that's how it is. With a Scorpio, like the vetting process before they know that you're safe and they could actually trust you is very long. And if you're an impatient person and you also like to get to know somebody else, like you want to get in deep really quickly, you're going to have a bad time because you essentially need to earn their trust. And so yeah, if you just started talking to a Scorpio, it's going to take a while for them to trust you. But yeah, trust that if they've approached you, they like you, they've been observing you. If you just started talking to a Scorpio and you're wondering if you should like play cool or if you should be vulnerable, you should absolutely be vulnerable. If you have any more questions about the talking stage with a Scorpio, leave them in the comments because I want to start making more Scorpio videos for people when they first start interacting with a Scorpio, when they first like meet them. So drop them in the comments so I can answer them in my next Scorpio video. And if you don't know my face, my name's Denise. I'm an astrologer and I make content here and on puroastrology.com to help people, use astrology as a tool of self-discovery. I also make a bunch of videos about relationships because it turns out that relationships are the place where we have the greatest potential for growth. And I love not only doing relationship readings, but also making relationship videos. I have a bunch of videos about relationships on this channel. So if you have any questions that have to do with relationships and self-improvement, you might drop them in the comments, but you might also consider subscribing because that's all we do up in here. So when you are just getting to know somebody, there's a very careful dance between being too cool and seeming uninterested and actually being like too much and like you're smothering them with attention. And I will say that Scorpio is the one sign because they're so obsessive and passionate, and I mean that in the best way. I'm a Venus in Scorpio, like that. I have no issue with that. Like you can't overdo it with a Scorpio, right? In a normal dating circumstance, you can annoy people by talking too much, but Scorpio like is very passionate, and if they're falling in love with you, they're gonna want to hear from you a lot. So you don't have to worry about like, oh my god, like am I smothering them? Am I being too annoying? Am I doing too much? It's hard to do too much for a Scorpio if they are very Scorpio dominant, like a Scorpio moon, Venus, not just the sun. Because when we're talking about relationships, you want to pay attention to those receptive planets like the Venus and the moon. The rising sign also plays an important role. But the important thing that I want you to take home with you is that this is not entirely about the sun sign. Because when we're talking about compatibility, and the way that people interact in relationships, there are many things that we as astrologers take into account, but the sun is not the main thing. It is one of the things, but it is not the main thing at all. And if you'd like a more thorough video on compatibility, I have a bunch of Scorpio compatibility videos, but I also have basic compatibility videos like this one. If you want to learn more astrology, I would consider subscribing to this channel because remember, there's more to your chart than just your sun sign. And it is my goal in life to get people to learn more astrology, to learn. I'm happy that everyone knows their sun sign, but I want people to know their moon sign and their rising sign and what that means for them in their relationships. So if that sounds exciting to you as it is to me, then you might consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.